Academy Award-winning actress Bette Davis is one of the greatest exponents of what we now call the transatlantic or mid-Atlantic accent. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of her performances and highlight some of the features of the transatlantic or mid-Atlantic accent that she uses.
Dr. Jacques says that tyranny is sometimes the expression of the maternal instinct. If that's a mother's love, I want no part of it.
I didn't want to be born. You didn't want me to be born either. It's been a calamity on both sides.
So one thing that you'll notice in this particular clip is a very clearly articulated T sound. So in the word instinct, there's that very clipped T sound at the end of instinct. Also in the phrase part of it, she's very clear part of it instead of part of it. Also, we see the non-rhoticity, meaning that she's not pronouncing R sounds unless they're followed by a vowel. So she says doctor instead of doctor. She says maternal instead of maternal. She says mother instead of mother. And she says born instead of born. But she does have a linking R. If it's followed by a vowel sound, even if it's another word, she says other it's, so that R in other is carried over to the next word. And then there's the lot vowel. So she says doctor instead of doctor.
All right, Millie. You've been asking for this for years. I'm going to have to tell you something that I hoped I'd never have to tell you. You don't care at all about having lost Preston. If it had been any other woman, you never would have given it a second's thought. You only cared because it was me, because you're jealous of me. You've always been jealous of me. You've been jealous of my career.
In this clip, we hear the or sound in the thought lexical set. So she says thought, and she says always instead of thought or thought, and always. And again, we have some examples of non-rhoticity. She says never, other, and card instead of never, other, and card. And then she said, again, we have that very clearly articulated T sound in the word at all. Instead of at all, she says at all.
Joyce, please.
There was always only little Joyce. Obliging little Joyce to get you out of your scrapes. Credulous little Joyce who believed the utterest nonsense. Jealous little Joyce who was a joy to torment. Nasty-tempered little Joyce who was fun to fight with. Faithful little Joyce to whom you could always come home.
In this clip, we hear a couple of uses of American pronunciations. So with that lot vowel, instead of saying nonsense, which is what one would do in like a typical transatlantic accent, or at least in British English, we hear nonsense, which is more of an American English pronunciation. Also, she does use a flap T when she says out of. She doesn't say out of, she says out of. But she does use a very clear, crisp T in little and utterest. And then she uses that intermediate R sound in nasty. She doesn't say nasty or nasty, she says nasty. And then she uses that thought sound in always. Well, I certainly hope that you all have enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you'd like for me to do more of these types of videos. And send me any particular requests for an actor or actress that you'd like for me to cover. And comment any of your own observations that I might have missed.